You're the angel lady from my picture book." The words floated through the sterile hallway of Morrison Tech, spoken by a 4-year-old girl with ribbons in her hair. Charlotte Morrison froze mid-stride, her perfectly composed mask slipping. She turned to see a little girl sitting on a bench, swinging her small legs, looking at her with eyes full of innocent wonder. Behind her stood a man in a janitor's uniform, his face weary but kind. Charlotte's chest tightened. No one had called her anything remotely kind in years. Known throughout the building as the Ice Queen, the CEO who never smiled, who fired people without blinking, Charlotte had built walls so high that kindness couldn't reach her anymore. Not since the accident that took her sister 5 years ago, the accident she still blamed herself for. "I'm sorry," the man said quietly, stepping forward. "My daughter, Lily, she sees goodness in everyone." His voice carried the exhaustion of someone who'd been fighting alone for too long. "I'm Owen Gallagher, first day." Charlotte should have walked away, should have maintained her reputation. Instead, she knelt down, her expensive suit creasing against the floor. "What makes you think I'm an angel?" she asked softly. Lily tilted her head. "Because sad people need angels most, and you look very sad." The observation hit Charlotte like a physical blow. This child, this stranger's daughter, had seen through everything in seconds. She stood abruptly, nodded curtly, and walked away, but Lily's words echoed in her mind all afternoon. Owen worked night shifts, cleaning offices after everyone left. But Lily had nowhere else to go. No mother, no family, just a father doing his best. So she came with him, sitting quietly with her coloring books while he mopped floors and emptied trash cans. Charlotte began staying late, telling herself it was work, but truthfully, she was listening for Lily's laughter in the hallways. One evening, Charlotte found Lily crying softly outside her office. The child's coloring book had torn, and to a 4-year-old, it was devastating. "Hey," Charlotte whispered, kneeling beside her. "What if we fix it together?" They sat on the floor of the empty executive suite, taping pages carefully, Lily's small hands trusting Charlotte's guidance. "My mama used to fix my books," Lily said quietly, "but she's in heaven now. Daddy says she's watching over us, but sometimes I miss her hugs." Charlotte's throat constricted. I had a sister. She loved fixing things too." "Does she still fix things?" Lily asked innocently. "No, sweetheart. She's in heaven too." Lily reached over and patted Charlotte's hand with heartbreaking gentleness. "Then maybe they're friends up there, and they're happy we're friends down here." Tears Charlotte hadn't shed in 5 years finally fell. Owen found them like that, his daughter and his boss, sitting together in comfortable silence. He expected anger, a firing, but Charlotte simply looked up and said, "She's remarkable." "She's all I have," Owen replied, his voice thick with emotion. Over the following weeks, something shifted. Charlotte started leaving small gifts, new coloring books, crayons, snacks. Owen tried to refuse, but Charlotte insisted, saying only, "Let someone be kind to you." Then came the evening Charlotte overheard Owen on the phone in the janitor's closet, his voice breaking. "I understand. No, I can't afford the surgery. Thank you anyway." When he emerged, his eyes were red, his shoulders slumped. "Owen?" Charlotte's voice was gentle. He looked up, startled. "I'm sorry, Miss Morrison. I'll get back to work." "What surgery?" He hesitated. Then the weight of carrying it alone crumbled his resolve. "Lily has a heart condition. Nothing life-threatening now, but it'll get worse. The surgery could fix it, but my insurance doesn't cover it, and I can't lose her too."
Charlotte felt something inside her crack wide open, the same helplessness she'd felt watching her sister die, the same desperate need to save someone she loved. But here's what Owen didn't know. Charlotte Morrison had been Lily's mother's best friend in college, Vanessa Gallagher. They'd lost touch after graduation, after Charlotte became consumed with building her company. When Vanessa died 2 years ago, Charlotte had been traveling, unreachable. She'd missed the funeral. She'd missed everything, and the guilt had turned her cold. Now, staring at Owen, Charlotte realized why Lily seemed familiar. She had Vanessa's eyes, Vanessa's gentle spirit. "The surgery will be covered," Charlotte said quietly. "Consider it an employee benefit." Owen's eyes widened. "I can't accept." "You can. You will." Charlotte's voice was firm but trembling. "Because Lily deserves every chance, and because her mother was my best friend, and I failed her when she needed me most. Let me do this, please." The revelation hung between them. Owen's face showed shock, then understanding, then overwhelming gratitude. "Vanessa, she talked about you. She said you had the biggest heart, hidden under all that armor." Charlotte smiled sadly. "I lost that heart for a while, but your daughter, she helped me find it again." The surgery was scheduled. It was successful, and on the day Lily came back to visit, running through the hallways with her father, she wrapped her small arms around Charlotte's legs and whispered, "Thank you for being my angel." Charlotte knelt down, pulling the child close. "No, sweet girl, you're mine. You reminded me that kindness isn't weakness, it's the strongest thing we have, and that people who seem angry sometimes are just people who forgot how to hope." She looked up at Owen, seeing not an employee, but a good man, a devoted father, someone who'd shown her strength isn't in walls, it's in letting them down. "I'm sorry I took so long to remember," Charlotte said, her voice barely a whisper. Lily patted her cheek. "That's okay. Angels forget sometimes too, but they always come back." In that moment, Charlotte understood. Kindness isn't a grand gesture. It's showing up. It's seeing people. It's letting a 4-year-old child teach you that behind every harsh exterior is someone who's simply afraid to be hurt again. And sometimes the greatest act of courage is accepting kindness when you believe you don't deserve it. The Ice Queen melted, not into weakness, but into something far more powerful, humanity. Kindness changes everything, not just for those who receive it, but for those brave enough to give it again.
If this story touched your heart, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let's spread more stories of kindness and hope together.